It's time for one of our favorite times of the year, and that's the top 10 worst rares to open and sealed on your pre-release, this time for Ixalan.
I'm always so excited for this video because it means the pre-release is literal days away.
Yes.
I am what can be measured in hours away from getting my hands on some sweet Ixalan boosters.
I can't wait! And we're here to tell you what you shouldn't play. Now, not every Magic card can be great. Megan and I obviously love Magic cards, but Megan, there's some real stinkeroos in this set.
Do you know what? These are cards that we're not saying that they're not good in a constructed format, that they're not going to be good in Commander, they're not going to be good in, you know, some weird format that you invented.
Yeah, like card throw.
Yes. All cards are
the same goodness
in card throw. But we're saying specifically in a sealed game of Magic, these are cards that aren't going to be the hottest, and we're specifically talking about that most important of all the spots, the rare.
The rare. All right, so let's kick things off with one card that makes my skin crawl because it's so bad. Ugh. Ashes of the Abhorrent.
Yes, 1 and a white for an enchantment that says players can't cast spells from graveyards or activate abilities of cards in graveyards. Whenever a creature dies, you gain 1 life.
But Megan, guess what? I can gain a life because creatures die all the time.
That does not make up for the first half of that text box.
Sure doesn't. Sure doesn't.
It's not going to. What does this card do? It maybe gains you 7 life.
Yeah.
Over the course of an entire game.
Look, when you put cards in your deck in Limited, you only have 40 slots. They've got to mean something.
Exactly.
It's like when you get married. It's got to mean something. And you got to be married to each one of the 40 cards in your deck. And Ashes of the Abhorrent is not one we want to put in there because it's just not doing enough. It's not impacting the board. And it's hosing graveyard abilities and casting creatures from graveyards. Look, this isn't Amonkhet anymore.
That's not even a thing.
Boo.
Here.
Ashes of the Abhorrent, get on our list at number 10. Coming in at number 9, in no particular order of badness, is Deeproot Champion.
That's right, these numbers mean nothing.
They don't mean really anything. We just have 10 of them.
Just as Deeproot Champion means nothing.
This is a creature. It's 1 and a green for a 1/1 Merfolk Shaman. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Deeproot Champion.
Deeproot Champion.
Deeproot Champion. Megan.
Do you know what? You're just not going to be casting enough non-creature spells.
If you happen to open the sealed deck of, by the way, this is in green.
Yes, which is also
it's not really
tends
a spell
to be creature heavy.
So I don't even know. This is going to be a 3/3 maybe or something.
And that's after it's been irrelevant. That's really why I put it on the list.
Yeah.
I was thinking about, so if you play this on turn 2, then you still have to spend turn 3 casting a non-creature spell.
And then it's just a 2/2.
And it's a 2/2. Otherwise, it's going to spend so many turns on the board, just like an irrelevant 1/1.
Right. And remember, you've got to cast this first and then your non-creature spells. So
exactly. And if you draw this late in the game, wow, it's never getting any better.
Look at my awesome 1/1 I played on turn 9.
Then this 1 and a green 1/1.
No, thank you. Coming in at number 8.
Oldgrowth Dryads, single green for a 3/3.
What? Megan? That sounds amazing.
I know. That sounds just bonkers good. But when Oldgrowth Dryads enters the battlefield, each opponent may search his or her library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle his or her library.
Okay.
You're putting your opponent ahead for literally the rest of the game.
And you've got a 3/3.
And you have a 3/3.
Look, I guess if you play this little friend on turn 1 and
your opponent is still going to be able,
still gonna ramp.
Let's say you were on the play. Your opponent immediately gets to put a land into play, and then you pass the turn, and they get to play a 2-mana spell.
Yeah.
And then, this is going to just be, you're putting them a turn ahead for, a 3-drop, and a 3-drop's going to be able to trade with this.
Correct.
Exactly.
Right.
So, this is no Frilled Sandwalla.
Oh, Frilled Sandwalla.
And Frilled Sandwalla was, literally, it's a common. Is it a common? It's a common.
Yeah.
That's the new Riparian Tiger test.
The Riparian Tiger test, a great test.
It's the Frilled Sandwalla test.
Would I rather have a Frilled Sandwalla
than this Oldgrowth Dryads?
Yes.
The answer is yes, because it's my opponent is not going. I'm not putting them ahead for literally ever.
Yeah, I do love the name on this card.
Yeah,
it's a really cool name, and the
art is
little
really
dude
cool.
in the center, hello, yes. I come in peace. I'm a tree that comes in peace. But you know what? Just put something better in your deck, okay?
Yeah, just put like a 2 mana 3/2, a 3 mana 3/2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, great. Glad we cleared that up.
Yeah. Coming up next is Primal Amulet. 4 mana for an artifact that says instant and sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's like already a lot of mana for like not that great of an ability.
Yeah, it's
Whenever you cast
mediocre.
an instant or sorcery spell, put a charge counter on Primal Amulet. Then if there are 4 or more charge counters on it, you may remove those counters and transform it. And its other side is Primal Wellspring. Land, tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. When that mana is spent to cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy.
Wow, this is like, what we call setup cost insanity right here.
That's the official term that has been used widely.
Widely used.
It's just like that's a powerful ability on the other side of it. Right?
Absolutely.
Like, super powerful. But you have to have already cast 4 instants or sorceries.
Yes.
And that's after casting this Primal Amulet on 4.
Yeah.
Like 4 is a lot of mana.
Let me tell you, if you happen to have somehow a nut bonkers spells deck, you still are going to have trouble because you still have to cast this on turn 4. And like Megan said, cast 4 things.
4 more. And then have another one to cast.
And hopefully it's relevant that you want to like make copies of it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't need to.
Yeah.
Or like it's not really going to help you win the game any faster. This card is terrible.
For sealed.
It is actually an awesome card. But
it's very cool. Like, I love the ability, obviously. I think it's super cool. But in sealed, the setup cost is just too high.
All right, coming up next, we have Sorceress Spyglass. It costs 2. It's an artifact. As Sorceress Spyglass enters the battlefield, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Ooh, secrets. Activated ability of sources with chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities.
Like, you have to get really lucky that you hit something that has an activated ability when you look at their hand.
No.
And even then, most of the time, it's going to be like a creature, and then they still get to cast and
a creature.
have the creature. So it doesn't even matter.
This card is real poo-poo town.
Yeah.
Don't play it. It's like you're hosing maybe half of a card.
Yeah.
And not the half you really care about, probably.
Like, there will be people who are like, oh, but if they have a planeswalker.
Right.
And it's like, okay, if your opponent has a planeswalker and you have this in your sideboard, sideboard it in. But don't put this in your main deck.
Do not.
It's not going to do anything.
No, it just is a whole lot of do nothing. Once again, sweet art.
Yeah. All right. Sanguine Sacrament is up next. X white instant. You gain twice X life. Put Sanguine Sacrament on the bottom of its owner's library.
I can never be decked.
That's very true. Well, actually, if they mill this into your graveyard.
Oh, yeah,
then
you're
you can.
right.
But if it's coming down to like such a grindy fight that you and your opponent are just going to be like, who's going to deck first? Then this will keep you from that.
Yes.
But again, like we said with Ashes of the Abhorrent, like it just gains you life.
That's all it does. It doesn't do anything
And I'm not
else.
saying that this is like a terrible card. Maybe you will play this, but like you don't want to open this in your sealed pool and have it be your rare.
Yeah.
You want like a sweet creature, maybe if you're super lucky, like a sweet planeswalker. You don't want a spell that's like going to gain you 6 life one time.
Yeah. And then
like
go on the bottom of your library.
and that's it.
And the end.
And then it's gone. And like that was your rare and it gained you 6 life for 5 mana.
We are not fans here on Magic the Amateuring of pure life gain spells because they just don't do enough.
They just don't do enough.
They're not a creature that can attack a block. They're not a kill spell that can remove a creature that attacks or blocks.
No.
And they're certainly not Approach of the Second Sun. Coming up next, this card is, just a big whatever on the Maria scale. I'm going to see if I can say this name. Katli Honor Guard. It's 1 and a white for a 1/3. Human soldier. Creatures entering the battlefield don't cause abilities to trigger.
So there is some sweet stuff like Explore, right?
Sure.
Where it's like, okay. Or maybe they have like a cool +1/+1 counters Merfolk deck.
Okay.
But like, again, you're going to bring this in out of the sideboard. This card is a 1/3 for 1 and a white. maybe if you're in white, you play because it's like,
whatever. I need a 2-drop.
Yeah, if you really need a 2-drop,
I just need a 2-drop for some reason.
But as you're rare, you're just like, oh, I got a 2-mana 1/3.
Let's just put it this way. If this is a Pro Tour draft and I'm drafting and this is the rare in my pack, I'm not taking it.
You're gonna chuck your pack
I'm just gonna throw my pack behind
all
me,
your cards in the air,
and get disqualified immediately from the Pro Tour.
Just be done.
This was my rare.
So it's again, like it's just not
doing
what you
enough.
want to be doing. Next we have all of the rare lands.
All of the rare lands.
Sun Petal Grove, Rootbound Crag, etc., etc.
Now, you won't necessarily be really sad to open these because a lot of decks play them.
Yeah.
But,
maybe you're looking for a splash and this is going to like help you do it to play a third color. But like, again, if someone else has like Carnage Tyrant, the 6-mana 7/6.
That was me.
And then you get this, you're just going to be like, okay.
Oh. Well, great. I've got this land, I guess.
Exactly. Gonna be, great and constructed, obviously.
Yes.
See lots of them there. But when you're playing sealed, you're hoping for something a little bit more powerful than a card that's gonna let you splash.
Yeah. And when you are splashing a color that this is part of, you're gonna feel pretty great, but chances of that happening are not always super high.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it also has to be colors that you're playing.
Yeah. So these lands, get out of here.
Next, we have Herald of Secret Streams. 3 and a blue for a Merfolk or Warrior. 2/3. Creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them can't be blocked.
Sweet. There's Explore. There's a Merfolk Explore deck hiding out somewhere in there. I want to make this card work.
Do you know what? Maybe if you open the sickest, like, sweet pool that works with this, you can. Yes. Maybe everything's going to have counters on it. But also, what if nothing has counters on it and you play this and you just played a 4-mana 2/3?
I guess.
What if that happens?
Things in life could be worse, but they could also be a lot better.
Yeah. Like, the best case scenario for this is, like, you have a bunch of creatures with Explore and your opponent is like, okay, we're racing. Like, they left some stuff back to block.
Yeah.
And then you play this and you're like, sucker, you can't. And then you hit them for lethal.
Yeah.
But like, we're not evaluating these on like the best case scenario.
No, we're on average case scenario.
Exactly. And it's like, oh, okay, I play this and I have one creature that this impacts.
Yeah.
We were talking about this looking at it and I was like, do you know what? If this card also said, like, maybe it explores or maybe it says when it comes into the play, it puts a counter on a creature.
Sure.
Then I'm all about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, oh, I know that this ability is going to be relevant.
If you have a critical mass of Explore cards in your deck, I think this card's pretty good.
Yeah.
But in Sealed, the chance of that happening, I mean, they're not super strong. It still kind of remains to be seen how much Explore really pops up when we're playing Sealed. But at this point in time, we're going to say, like, hold off unless you're sure you're going to have a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it in play.
Otherwise, this is going to be kind of rough.
Yeah. 4-mana 2/3.
Our last one is Arcane Adaptation.
Ooh, this is a spicy little enchantment for 2 and a blue. As it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Well, I like choosing things. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. Holy cow! All of my cards in my entire Magic collection are now dinosaurs.
Yes, that is what this. Everything you have is a dinosaur.
I'm into this card. Just kidding.
But there's just like, again, it's the critical mass thing of just like, you need to have enough stuff that says creature type Merfolk matters.
Yeah.
Or creature type dinosaur matters. To have put this 3-mana enchantment that does
nothing.
Literally nothing.
It actually does literally nothing because you need other cards that care that you have that creature type.
Exactly. And then it's like, and it better be like the next thing you play better have some sick synergy with whatever you named, because otherwise you're just like sitting there like an idiot.
Like, I played this card, shown nothing. All of these other cards at the very least have done a little something. Like, even if it's bad, this one actually has
literally done nothing for you. It's sitting there being like, everything in your hand is a Merfolk. I hope you're happy. And
you're like, well, yeah, it already was, because like I was trying to do that when I was putting my pool together.
Right, like if you already had enough Merfolk synergies in your deck, then like enough of your stuff already has creature type merfolk or dinosaur or whatever on it, right? It like already says that.
I guess if you have a super strong tribal theme and you have cards that care about it, but
then they'll already say like they'll already have that creature.
It'll already be happening. I don't know.
Oh boy.
Real down on Arcane Adaptation.
Yeah. I mean, cool effect. Relevant. It's going to be relevant other places, but in your sealed pool this weekend at the pre-release, don't do it.
Don't do it. Well, everybody, that's our top 10 worst rares to open and sealed for Ixalan. If you agree or if you disagree, please let us know in the comments below, but be civil about it because we don't like jerks.
That's right. And also remember that we are specifically talking about sealed.
Yes.
So if you're here being like, but it is going to be good in Commander, we get it.
We get it.
We get it.
And also, please, for the love of Pete, don't live in magical Christmas land, okay?
Yeah.
Live in the real world where things don't always go as you planned.
But most importantly, have an awesome time at your pre-release this weekend. It's going to be so sick.
Absolutely. This set looks so sweet. I'm really excited to build with dinosaurs and pirates and vampires. Oh my! And I hope you are too. So if you have a great time, check back and let us know what you played and what cards overperformed or underperformed for you on this video. Or you can tweet at us at MTAcast because we like to hear and get the inside details when the set is new and shiny. Bye, everyone!